Well, welcome to our first ever virtual Founders Day at Emory Henry College. In 2020, our event was canceled because of COVID, and we weren't able to gather last year for this annual celebration. As life returned somewhat to normal, we wanted to host this hybrid event. We're coming to you today from inside the Tobias Smith cabin, which was relocated to Emory Henry campus in 1927 by members of the College Community Club. It was within this house that Reverend Creed Fulton had discussions with Tobias Smith about establishing what would become Southwest Virginia's first and oldest institution of higher education. In 1836, the college was founded with the encouragement of the Holston Conference of the Methodist Church and through the generosity of a Methodist clergyman, 2 Methodist laymen, and a Presbyterian philanthropist. The college was named for John Emory, an eminent 19th century Methodist bishop, and Patrick Henry, patriot of the American Revolution and first post-colonial governor of Virginia. His sister, Elizabeth Henry Campbell Russell, lived in nearby Saltville, Virginia, and was herself a prominent Methodist layperson. Founders Day is a day in which we recognize and are inspired by the outstanding accomplishments of others. The college uses this ceremony as an opportunity to present Founders Day citations to a select group of individuals or organizations making significant contributions to our region. The Alumni Association also presents awards to a number of graduates and a member of the faculty in recognition of their service to others. If you read the newspaper, get your headlines online, or watch the evening news, you know that these are, in fact, challenging times. They're challenging for the changing landscape in higher education and challenging for our nation and our democracy. But I'm more convinced than ever that there will always be a place for graduates of an institution like ours that produces smart, courageous, ethical leaders who can go into the world and be agents of change for good and advocates for compassion and for good citizenship. There are good things going on around us. They just don't always seem to get the coverage that bad actors do. That's why it's important that we pause at events such as this and celebrate the good things that our friends, colleagues, neighbors, and alumni are doing, both on our campus and across our region today, to make this a better place. We have our 2 Founders Day honorees with us in person today, and we're pleased to be able to recognize their accomplishments with their friends and family present. We will also hear from representatives of our Alumni Association shortly with their 2021 and 2022 honorees. So let's get started. John Holloway is Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Emory Henry, and I would ask him to come forward and introduce our first honoree, Nancy Johnson.
Thank you, President Wells, and good afternoon, everyone. Nancy Johnson lives in the nearby community of Blacksburg, which is off of Route 11 between Emory and Glade Spring. This is the neighborhood where many of the African Americans who worked at Emory Henry since its founding have lived. Following a successful career as a nurse, Johnson began painting in 1989. The self-taught artist served as a resident artist at the Arts Depot in Abingdon for 2 decades before her retirement last year at the youthful age of 83. I hear on good authority she hasn't fully embraced the concept of retirement and still works many days during the week on her art projects and poetry. Through her art, Nancy Johnson shared stories she heard as a child from her mother, stories about slavery that are part of her ancestry, uncomfortable stories that were never accurately portrayed in history books. When she attended school, Johnson felt compelled to document this unwritten history because she wanted her grandchildren, and other young people to know what really occurred. Her authentic art captures a wide array of emotions on canvas: love, struggles, and survival. Her great-grandfather was born into slavery and was the son of a slave master. One painting entitled Cotton Field depicts the enslaved working in the fields. Another painting reveals her grandmother being used like a workhorse to pull a plow. Another piece depicts the Underground Railroad, a network of secret routes and safe houses established during the early mid-19th century to help the enslaved escape from free states. One of her most famous pieces is a multimedia artwork called Slave Ship, which is on permanent display at the Missouri African American Cultural Center and represents a large cargo ship that transported the enslaved from Africa as early as the 17th century. Some of her artwork reflects more recent historical events like 9/11. Another painting called Caged In illustrates the recent immigration crisis that separated children from their families. Johnson's work, some of which are on display at the Appalachian Center for Civic Life here on campus, often included everyday materials to help bring them to life, such as clothespins for people, paper for dresses, and pasta for hair. She has sold her works to customers throughout the country and even some internationally. In addition to painting, Johnson, who grew up in a family of 11 children, has authored 2 books, one entitled The Right Prescription, recounts her experiences as a nurse. The second, Raised by Flesh, Wood and Plastic, chronicles the story of a mother who suffered from the loss of a leg at age 12 and recounted the many stories of how slavery affected her ancestors. For all these reasons, Emory and Henry College awards this service citation to Nancy H. Johnson in recognition for her extraordinary contribution as a talented and self-taught African-American folk artist, author, and poet whose efforts to capture and memorialize the struggles of her ancestors and community inspire many throughout the region and the nation. Given from the halls of Emory and Henry College, this March 24th, on the occasion of the 185th anniversary of the founding of the college. Congratulations.
I invite Dr. Lisa Withers, Dean of the College's School of Arts and Sciences and Associate Professor of Music, to come forward and introduce our second honoree, Dr. Ed Dahmer.
Welcome, it's good to be here. Ed Dahmer epitomized the quintessential professor at a smaller liberal arts college. After receiving his Bachelor of Arts degree from William Jewell College in Liberty, Missouri, he earned a Master's in Divinity degree from Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, and his PhD is from Boston University. He was a distinguished professor of philosophy, department chair, division chair, wrote a best-selling textbook on critical thinking that is now in its 7th edition, and has served as president of the Virginia Philosophical Association. During his 46-year tenure at Emory Henry, Dr. T. Edward Dahmer, as he is known professionally, probably served on or chaired every major faculty committee and was elected by his peers as the faculty representative to the Board of Trustees. By vote of the student body, he earned the Excellence in Teaching Award. The Emory Henry Alumni Association honored him with the James A. Davis Faculty Recognition Award. The college bestowed upon him the William Carrington Finch Award for Faculty Excellence. Trustees of the college gave him the DeFreese Medal for significant contributions to society. And the State Council of Higher Education in Virginia named him Virginia Professor of the Year. He was even a finalist for the National Professor of the Year. Before he retired, Ed was named the first ever chair of the Division of Visual and Performing Arts. And upon his retirement, he served as a project shepherd and oversaw design and construction of the McLaughlin Center for the Arts. All of this might lead you to believe that Ed Dahmer has led a bit of a charmed life. You might be right. I followed Dr. Dahmer as the chair of the Division of Visual and Performing Arts, and what impressed me most was the impact that he had not only throughout an extraordinary professional career, but that he put down deep roots in this community where he continues to make a difference. I also consider him a significant mentor in what it means to be a good leader. He served as president of the Lincoln Theater Board of Directors and serves as a member of the Johnston Memorial Hospital Foundation Board. He served as president of the local Rotary Club, then took over their variety show called the Rotary Frolics, held annually at the Barter Theater. He will be recognized next month for having been in 50 Rotary Frolics, 44 of which he served as the show's director. This event has raised more than $500,000 for charity over the years. Out of respect for his years of service, the Abingdon Rotary Club established the Dr. T. Edward Dahmer Abingdon Rotary Club Endowed Scholarship at Emory Henry. And the president of Rotary International awarded him a rare 5 Avenues of Service Award. For all of these reasons, Emory Henry College awards this service citation to Dr. T. Edward Dahmer in recognition for distinguished career as a talented professor, author, and advocate for the visual and performing arts at the college, and for his extraordinary record of community service and civic leadership. Given from the halls of Emory Henry College this March 24th, 2022, on the occasion of the 185th anniversary of the founding of the college. Congratulations, Ed.
As the Founders Day festivities continue, it is my pleasure to turn it over to Monica Hoyle, Director of the Emory Henry Alumni Association, for our Alumni Award presentations. Hail, Emory.
Hi, I'm Monica Hoyle from the Emory Henry Alumni Office, and on behalf of the ENH Alumni Board, I want to thank you for watching the presentations of our 2021 and 2022 Distinguished Alumni Awards. We're really sad that we've not been able to bring folks to campus for these presentations the last 3 years, but we're also excited to get to share these in a video format and perhaps maybe appeal to some people who wouldn't have gotten to hear them otherwise. We're also excited for you to have a chance to meet some members of our ENH Alumni Board. It's a great bunch, and this is a fun way to showcase them. We do apologize that our video quality is a little uneven. We're still trying to work out some of the kinks on that. But you know, considering how much we've learned about technology in the last 2 years, I think we're doing pretty well. So thanks a lot for listening, and congratulations to all of our honorees.
Hi, I'm Clarissa Tatum, class of 2005 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and it's my honor to present the 2021 Award for Outstanding Faculty. Trained as a chemist, Professor Jim Dushaw has had research published in several peer-reviewed journals, including the Journal of the American Chemistry Society and Nature. He is a member of the American Chemical Society and a fellow of the Virginia Academy of Sciences. His professional interests include synthesis and characterization of nanomaterials and the use of technology to enhance education. Anyone who has taken a class with Dr. Dushaw knows that he is one of the brightest minds in science, which is why it is all the more special that he has chosen to spend his life devoted to teaching. He is a sponsor for the Emory Henry College chapter of the Student Affiliate of American Chemistry Society. In 2009, Dr. Dushaw was awarded the Outstanding Faculty Award by the State Council of Higher Education in Virginia. In 2011, he was named the Virginia Professor of the Year by the Council for Advancement and Support of Education, Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. He's known for taking the time needed to help students more deeply understand the coursework and think about ways to apply classroom lessons to a meaningful career path. He goes the extra mile and genuinely cares about his students, creating opportunities for their success and following their life accomplishments long after their student days are complete. Emory Henry is populated with faculty members who rise above the fray, and Dr. Dushaw is a key component for Emory Henry's reputation for excellence. It's an honor to present the 2021 Emory Henry Alumni Outstanding Faculty Award to Dr. James Dushaw.
Hi, I'm Monica Hoyle, Emory Henry, class of 1985, and it is my honor to present the 2021 Distinctive Service to Emory Henry Award. We are so fortunate at Emory Henry that so many alumni give back to their alma mater. Alumni speak to classes, support sports teams, make financial contributions, lead educational events, repost good news from campus on their social media. There are many alumni who support Emory Henry. So choosing just one honoree for this category can be a challenge. In 2021, knowing that we weren't going to be able to gather for our typical award ceremony, we decided to seize the opportunity and do something a little different. We gave it to a whole bunch of people. Annually for more than 10 years now, close to 70 alumni volunteer to make our E&H in the City event a success. This is a worldwide happy hour event where people gather all over the world at a local watering hole for a cocktail in order to meet other alumni who live in the region. The event has seen as many as 600 participants in a single night, alums who gather with friends or maybe post a solo photo when there are no other alumni who live nearby. Never has an E&H tradition become established so quickly. A recent survey indicated that E&H in the City has become the second most popular event with alumni, coming in just behind homecoming. In 2020, for instance, many alumni attempted their very first Zoom call of the pandemic in order to be remotely together for a digital E&H in the City. And in 2021, E&H in the City's online version welcomed friends from 8 states and even Guatemala. We had campus updates, we had trivia, we had an unforgettable cocktail recipe, and we had conversations that lasted long into the night. This event, quite literally, would never be possible without our volunteers. With so many events happening in so many places on the same night, alumni volunteers have been key. And it is no hyperbole to say it just couldn't happen without them. So it is an honor to name all our E&H in the City volunteers as the 2021 honorees for the E&H Alumni Distinctive Service to Emory Henry Award. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Kit Tate, Emory Henry class of 1983. Kishanna Heyward is a realtor in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and owns her own company called ASAP Home Investments. But she recently stepped out of that comfort zone for an important project. Conventional wisdom says if you really want someone to understand you, you have to speak their language. So when Kishanna wanted her 4-year-old daughter to understand the ins, outs, opportunities, and pitfalls of personal finance, she knew that graphs and pie charts were not the answer. That's when Kishanna created a coloring book filled with fun pictures to color. The pages also share easy to understand lessons about financing a house, buying a car, and using credit cards wisely. She admits that parents also learn some important life lessons when coloring with their kids. The coloring book comes in 2 versions. One has a little girl as the star of the story, and the other has a little boy. The books are entitled Credit is Queen Charlene and Credit is King Kareem. If you're wondering if the lessons are effective, you may enjoy knowing that Kishanna recently proudly posted on Facebook that her daughter is starting to ask informed questions about the housing market. She's 5 now. It's my honor to present the 2021 Young Alumna of the Year Award to Kishanna Caesar Heyward, Emory Henry Class of 2008.
Hi, I'm Monica Hall, Emory Henry Class of 1985, and it is my pleasure to present Dr. Lisa Jordan, who is the 2021 Distinguished Alumna of the Year. Lisa Jordan is the Director of Education for the United Steelworkers International Union and an award-winning educator and leader in the fight for racial justice. After studying economics and sociology at Emory Henry, and being inspired by the work of Dr. Steve Fisher, Lisa received her PhD in labor and gender economics from the University of Notre Dame. The daughter of a teamster and granddaughter of a mine worker, Lisa studied labor economics in order to better understand why working people so often bear the brunt of economic change. She also wanted to position herself to better impact the political and legislative choices that lead to economic outcomes. She began her career with the UAW and the United Food and Commercial Workers, and later served on the faculties of the Universities of Minnesota and Illinois. She also led the creation of the Sustainable Business Program at Brevard College. In 2016, she was elected to the National Board of Economic Research Board of Directors. This is a nonprofit research organization that aims to conduct unbiased research among policymakers, business professionals, and the academic community. In 2019, she was honored with the 2019 Labor and Employment Relations Association Outstanding Practitioner Award. She helped guide the AFL-CIO's Commission on Race and Income Inequality, and she recently had the opportunity to teach a class at Emory Henry. And yet, she still has to convince her daughters that economics is not boring. My money is on Lisa in that fight. Congratulations, Dr. Lisa Jordan, Emory and Henry Class of 1984, and our 2021 Distinguished Alumna of the Year.
Hello, my name is Chase Edwards. I am a 2012 graduate from Emory Henry College in undergrad and a 2018 graduate of the inaugural Doctor of Physical Therapy program. I'm currently living in Kingsport, Tennessee, and I am pleased to be presenting the 2021 Distinctive Service to Emory Henry Award to Rob Goldsmith. Emory Henry has always encouraged students to be in service to humanity and the environment, but some take up the challenge with more gusto than others. Rob Goldsmith is one of those graduates. Rob has recently retired as president and CEO of an organization in Abingdon called People Incorporated of Virginia. People Incorporated is one of Virginia's largest and most successful community action agencies. And although its main office is located in Southwest Virginia, People Incorporated serves Commonwealth citizens from Bristol to Manassas. Their business model is simply to give people a hand up and not a handout. Homes have been built, children have been afforded opportunities, jobs, and have been created, and lives have been changed. Rob manages staff of nearly 300 and a budget of more than 30 million. but nothing could have been accomplished without Rob's 40 years of experience and leadership. Rob was also recently awarded the Lyndon Baines Johnson Human Services Award by the National Community Action Partnership in recognition of his outstanding service in support of community action. The letter of nomination submitted to support his selection sang praises for his creative solutions to complicated problems. In part, the letter reads, Rob has found innovative ways to meet the community's needs, raising more than $60 million in capital for affordable housing development in distressed rural counties of Virginia. Complex problems require clever solutions, and the Commonwealth of Virginia has been well served by this E&H graduate who took seriously the college's call to go into the world and serve others, and to always increase in excellence. It is an honor and a privilege to present the 2021 E&H Alumni Humanitarian of the Year Award to Rob Goldsmith, Emory Henry Class of 1971. Congratulations, Rob. Very well deserved. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dave Charlton, class of 1979 in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm pleased to be presenting the 2022 Emory Henry Alumni Outstanding Faculty Member Award. The Emory Henry Alumni Association began handing out alumni awards in the 1970s. And from the beginning, they made arrangements to honor a member of the E&H faculty. The award was named for James A. Davis, the first Emory Henry alumnus to return to the college as a faculty member. Mr. Davis graduated in 1845. How appropriate it is that Dr. Eric Coley would receive this award in 2022. A 2004 graduate of Emory Henry, Eric earned his doctorate in physical therapy from Duke University in 2007 and completed a Doctor of Education degree in Higher Education Administration at the University of Florida. In 2012, Eric returned to Emory Henry School of Health Sciences as a founding member of the physical therapy faculty. His close community ties, innovative thinking, and dedication to excellence enabled him to establish the clinical education portion of the developing program. This included establishing contracts with local, state, and national facilities while ensuring compliance with regional and professional accrediting bodies. He also contributed his professional expertise as a course instructor, student mentor, and collaborative member of the faculty. His peer-reviewed scientific presentations helped elevate recognition of the new Emory Henry program through American Physical Therapy Association conferences and the Appalachian College Association Annual Summit. In 2021, after an open national search, Dr. Coley was named the incumbent chair of the physical therapy program. The E&H School of Health Sciences continues to thrive for a host of reasons, but perhaps none more important than the depth of care, concern, and professional accomplishment of faculty members like Dr. Coley. It is our honor to present the 2022 Emory Henry Alumni Outstanding Faculty Award to Dr. Eric Coley, Emory Henry Class of 2004.
How many of you all remember a game called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? This was a game based on questions, and you would be asked these questions. If you didn't know the answer, they would give you little things that would help you, kind of like something called a lifeline where you could miss it, or they would give you the option to phone a friend. Well, when the Emory Henry Alumni Office needs something, they pick that phone a friend option, and the person they call in the Roanoke area is Miss Cindy Jennings. Cindy has attended homecomings, reunions. She has been a cheerleader, a fundraiser, a recruiter. She has been on the alumni board for the past 6 years. She has helped with the annual faculty and staff social as far as setting up things for the children and also bringing food and serving it. She has been a loyal volunteer that works with the Emory Henry in the city in the area of Roanoke, even if she's not the one that is in charge of it, she also helps and volunteers her time. I guess that game, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, has really led us to this point and understanding that that quote is very important to us. Miss Cindy Jennings, we call on you because we know that the answer will always be yes. And we thank you for that. It is with honor that I would like to present the 2022 Distinctive Service of Emory Henry College Award to Miss Cindy Jennings, class of 1991. Cindy, thank you for all you do for Emory Henry College.
Aloha, I'm Jeff Link, class of 1971 in Waikele, Hawaii. I'm pleased to be presenting the 2022 Emory Henry Young Alumni of the Year Award. Watching the Callahans' successful rise to the business world has been, in a word, intoxicating. Stephen and Jessica were both chemistry majors at Emory and Henry. Even though they both landed really great jobs in industry, their hearts weren't in that sort of work. After a couple of years, they got the courage to start their own business and use their chemistry know-how to open a distillery in Tennessee's oldest town, Jonesboro. It didn't take long to be widely known for their bourbons, gins, rums, corn liquors, and more. That success recently caught the eye of an investor who wanted to be a partner. Together, they have opened a new facility in Johnson City, Tennessee called the Brew Distillery, which offers both craft liquors, craft beers, and along with cocktails, food, and live music. There are also plans underway for a museum that will highlight the history of moonshining in Tennessee. Additionally, they are part of an exciting new area of study offered at East Tennessee State University for students to learn the science of brewing and distillation. Stephen and Jessica have been loyal Emory and Henry alumni. They have volunteered for career networking events and done programs for more than a vacation, our Emory and Henry Summer Alumni College. They recently supplied the campus with pandemic supplies when their distillery switched from making liquor to making hand sanitizer in small airline-sized bottles. Stephen and Jessica also supplied sanitizer to local law enforcement and fire departments during the COVID era. They've taken leadership roles in local government to strengthen their community. There's only one fitting way to recognize this much success in such a short time. Let's raise a glass and say, here's to you for your great success. It's an honor to present the 2022 Emory and Henry Young Alumni of the Year Award to Stephen and Jessica Curtis Callahan, Emory and Henry, class of 2011.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Bell, Emory Henry College, class of 2010 in Knoxville, Tennessee. I am proud to announce the winner of the 2022 Emory Henry Distinguished Alumnus Award. As college students, we all spend time looking into the future and making predictions for ourselves and our friends. But in even our brightest predictions, we seldom imagine ourselves as a household name. But Mike Young has become just that. A native of Radford, Virginia, Mike began his college coaching career as an assistant to Emory Henry's legendary basketball coach, Bob Johnson. After a short stint at Radford University, he moved to Wofford as an assistant coach in 1989. And that's where he really made a name for himself. Mike spent 30 years at Wofford helping the school transition from Division II to Division I and finally to the Southern Conference. He became Wofford's head coach in 2001, and in that position, he delivered Wofford's first winning Southern Conference record and their first win over a top 25 team, beating number 5 North Carolina in 2017. He led the Terriers to their first Southern Conference championship in 2010 and won again in 2011, 2015, and 2019. He became head coach at Virginia Tech in 2019, and right out of the box, he delivered a new school record with a 164 win over Delaware State and an ACC record with 21 three-pointers. In 2022, Only a couple weeks after we named him for this award, he led Virginia Tech to its first ACC championship in school history. He is a 4-time Southern Conference Coach of the Year and also won honors as the Hugh Durham National Coach of the Year in 2010. At the conclusion of the 2021 season, he was named ACC Coach of the Year. Mike is known around Emory and Henry as someone who has kept in touch with and supported his school. He sends encouragement to the men's basketball team. He recorded words of strength for E&H students when the world shut down in 2020. He has warmly welcomed alumni during events at his games at Wofford and Virginia Tech. So Mike Young is now a household name, and we'll all be eating a bag of popcorn and watching closely to see where that name takes him next. It is our honor to present Mike Young as our 2022 Emory Henry Distinguished Alumnus of the Year.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arthur Scott, class of 2007, and president of the Emory Henry Alumni Association. I'm excited today to introduce you to Emory Henry's 2022 Alumni Humanitarian of the Year. Charlie Phillips retired in 2018, but from all reports, he's working harder than ever. As one of the first attorneys in Virginia to participate in the Transition into Emeritus Status program, Charlie has completed over 900 pro bono cases on behalf of Virginians that could not afford the legal help they needed. In reference to the TIES program, Charlie is quoted on the Virginia Bar website as wanting to give back to the profession that has given so much to him. He was also recently awarded the Lewis F. Powell Jr. Pro Bono Award, which was established to honor attorneys who have made outstanding pro bono contributions. Charlie's generosity does not go unnoticed. A recent client wrote, "Charlie Phillips saved my life. Were it not for his brilliant, tireless efforts, I would have become homeless and in all likelihood died as a result. I will be grateful to him and he will remain in my prayers forever. He is a noble gentleman." Also described by fellow attorneys in his retirement as the best of us, this is a sentiment shared among our E&H family as well. It is an honor to present Charlie Phillips, Emory Henry class of 1960, as our 2022 Alumni Humanitarian of the Year. Congratulations, Charlie.
Well, that concludes our festivities. Thank you so much for being with us as we observe Founders Day 2022.